So hi everyone, this is just going to be a new series in which I show the development of the game that I'm currently working on called Astral Walkers. It's basically a sort of roguelike tactics game blend. You can see the progress of the development just now that I'm showing, but I suppose the thing that sets it apart from other roguelikes is that it will use quick time events for player actions. So instead of having a critical hit chance that's associated with a stat, that stat will instead give the player an easier shot at getting a critical hit through the quick time event, if that makes sense. I've had this idea floating in my head for a while, and I don't know, it seems like if you could develop, an array of quick time events that could be used, like the one that you can see just now in the video, where you need to press down input when the skull is over the marker to inflict a successful hit. So you can do things like that, and then rapidly pressing down a selected button or following a sequence to get a critical hit or successfully cast a spell or dodge an enemy attack. I quite like that idea. What you'll see here now is just me building a tile set for one of the levels that I'm going to develop. You see me developing like ground tiles, tiles for wall. These are 16 by 16 pixels, by the way. Ground tiles, wall tiles, water tiles, and then I do some grass and mushrooms that can just be like overlaid on a separate tile map in Unity, just to add details, but they won't actually be used for any sort of like collisions or pathfinding or anything like that, like these main tiles that you see me drawing just now will be. This level is going to be called Hibernia, so it's kind of taking a lot of influence from Gaelic and Irish, Scottish mythology, Celtic mythology, so things like Firbolg and kind of like nature inspired creatures. So I add in centaurs as well, but I'm trying to give them a sort of Irish or Celtic spin, even though they do actually come from Greek mythology, which is quite interesting. But yeah, we've got satyrs as well that are going to be in it, basic human characters. So you just see me sketching these out and bringing in some references to work with as well, because I've been doing pixel art for quite a while, but I'm definitely not an expert, and I don't have great drawing skills, but it's I think pixel art's great for learning how to draw, especially like restricting yourself to 16 by 16, because you sort of, especially drawing characters, you need to learn the anatomy so that you're making use of each individual pixel, if that makes sense. I don't know if that does make sense, but it's definitely a lot of fun, learning this kind of approach. So you can see me here drawing the Firbolg, so I'm trying to give him sort of like ragged, wild clothing, purple skin. I was using quite a lot of D&D and Firbolg character drawings as a reference from like Pinterest and just Google Images, and kind of trying to base it off that. So I'm trying to go for like a wild character to begin with, and then sort of like an infantry character, and then I do another one here you'll see with like a staff that's kind of got some sort of blue gem in the middle. I don't know what that is yet. So the idea for this game is you'll have lots of different playable characters that will all have different classes. So you'll have sort of more tanky characters that are used to soak up the damage. You'll have spellcasters that are maybe more like a glass cannon, another type of ranged character using like bows, maybe some guns, and then melee characters. And then maybe as well I've toyed with the idea of having sort of hybrids, maybe like a melee character that's quite fragile but also uses magic. That's the idea I'm going for anyway, and I'd like to explore the idea of squads. So you start with one character at the beginning, and as you get through the world you'll encounter other characters that you can recruit. They can join your party, and then you can control up to I don't know, say like 3 or 4 characters, but obviously like the story would be told from the perspective of the character that you selected at the start of the game. So the idea for the story of this game is that these realms that I'm calling them, which are basically just loads of different fantasy and sci-fi worlds, all exist within the universe, which is just this endless collection of realms, or these different creatures, of which Hibernia will be one, and they were all interlinked at one point by these roads that I'm referring to as the old astral ways, but they are now inactive. The realms are in chaos when they were once united under a common banner in which the ruler ruled the realms through a relic called the Crown of the Cosmos. So the crown was fragmented in one way or another. I haven't really worked that out yet, but that caused the old astral ways, the roads between the hundreds of different realms, to stop working. So for some realms this was good, because Hibernia in particular was constantly under attack from outsiders, so that gave them respite and a chance for these creatures that you see me drawing just now to focus on their sort of inward struggles. This of course gave birth to politicking from inside the realm, and new struggles that they didn't know they would have to endure. So now, as the game kicks off, there's these new powers that are making an appearance, and in particular the Astral Walkers, which is where the title of the game comes from. So player character is the Astral Walker. So these are creatures of loads of different races from loads of different backgrounds that have all came from one of the realms within the cosmos, and they can actually use the roads, the old astral ways, despite the fact that they currently are inactive and since the crown of the cosmos was shattered. So that's a really brief rundown of the synopsis for the story of the game. You can see here just a quick example I made with the tile set that I completed in this video. So really happy with it. There's some improvements that can be made, but it really does fit the general idea that I was going for to begin with. So I hope you've enjoyed watching this. I hope you've enjoyed learning a wee bit about the game. I won't be making updates for the game weekly, but what I'll do is I'll just be uploading an update when I see fit and when I think that there's substantial content to show and that the video is worth posting. So thanks again for watching. Cheers guys.